Alright, guys. We are about to play the very first session of Explodeville!
Hey!
Hooray!
Yeah!
Ooga!
So, this is the story of Explodeville. What was always known as a great collaboration between animators, where various genres of cartoons collided into one entertaining virtual ride for attendees of Infinity Studio Park, has one hidden secret that your characters don't quite know of. A special park employee who has learned how to jump in and out of the world of Explodeville, impersonating a cartoon character persona and living out the amazing possibilities of being a drawn character and escaping an otherwise mundane life. Our story takes place in Infinity Studios Park, which is a large entertainment resort comprised of roller coasters, live shows, virtual rides, a water park, and various studio tours. One of the virtual rides, Explodeville, is on its last limb as kids and adults alike spend less and less time watching animated entertainment in lieu of other forms of entertainment like TikTok, YouTube, shorter form content. The ride still has diehard fans, but it's on the verge of being shut down to make room for a modern virtual roller coaster based around the ever-evolving interests of younger generations and social media. We are quickly going to jump into this world, guys. So imagine yourselves all in line for this ride. The ride for Explodeville it's like an indoor ride, so you're going into a building, and all around the lines are just like television sets showing different cartoon shows, kind of clips from different shows, just as you head towards the front of the line for this ride. We are first going to zoom in on a screen. There's a television screen where we see a monkey sitting in a cage. And Ben, if you could describe a little bit about Monkey's Cage, the laboratory where he's currently living.
Sure, it's like a square box with vertical columns. It's kind of like a prison-esque cage. Doesn't have like crossbars, just vertical columns, pretty thick bars, pretty narrow space between them. Monkey's just chilling in there.
Yeah, Monkey's just sitting in the cage. As he's sitting there, a young girl in a lab coat walks up to the cage, holding a large pie. She says, "All right, Monkey, I know it's not your birthday, but I made you a special treat. Your favorite banana cream pie." And she goes and puts the pie down next to Monkey's pillow. As she does so, do you want to eat some of this pie?
Heck yeah, I want to eat the pie.
So you scarf down some...
enthusiastically eat that pie.
Scarf down some banana cream pie, monkey style, and as she walks away, and leaves the room, an alarm goes off in Monkey's cage, and you see a screen pop up with a very complex computer and like a Doppler showing a hurricane spinning its way over the city. Monkey, what would you like to do?
Put on my suit and go save people from the hurricane.
All right, so Monkey transforms into his superhero suit. There's a little trap door in there that he can go in and out of for exactly this type of situation. Monkey goes out the trap door and goes flying over the nearby city. As you go flying over the giant, this big city, there's a huge rain and wind monsters. This is like a personified hurricane. It's got big, like, glowing yellow eyes, and it's just like throwing punches of water on the streets, causing cars to slide and drift down the street against their will. What would you like to do at this moment?
I I should better know all the things exactly that I can do as monkey. But my first concern is the cars. So I want to get everyone to safe ground. So if I can grab these cars and pull them away from the storm to a safe location, try and get the people out of harm's way before I tackle this monster.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're you're taking it low to the streets. There's cars drifting, and you can use your kind of like super strength to kind of lift them up and save some people from drowning in this giant flood. The monster sees you doing this and says to you, "What exactly is your plan here against the might of the most menacing storm the world has ever seen? I will not stop until this entire world is underwater. Why don't you go climb a tree, little monkey?"
I start talking to this monster like telepathically, assuming I'm embodying the character.
Yeah.
And
sure.
I try to understand where he's coming from and why he's so angry, to try and diffuse the situation.
Okay, so you're gonna try to reason with the hurricane, the monster.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Is you what do you say? What do you say to the hurricane?
I understand you're very angry. What's wrong? Maybe I can help. Why are you upset? Why are you so mad? Who are you angry with? Your quarrel is not with me.
He says back to you,
Go on.
This wind and rain is all I've ever been. It's my destiny to pulverize this city.
So if I can maybe use, trying to think outside the box here. If I can create an energy shield that creates kind of a high pressure system to force the hurricane out away from the city.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kind of using nature to my advantage.
So you're going to make a high pressure energy shield to kind of repel the hurricane and send it back out into open water.
Yeah, like use the energy field to create like a meteorological high pressure system that turns the direction of the storm back out to the water.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So you start. The monkey just starts. I mean, are you just like tearing tech down off of like some of the buildings to try to like piece it together and like MacGyver this type of thing?
No, I can produce powerful blasts of energy from my hands.
Okay, so you're like manifesting it, but with energy. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So as you do that, you see the monster as you repel it away from the city. It starts to just fly off, and all that's left are like little rain clouds that drift away, crying back out to sea. You see the citizens below in the city are cheering as you've saved them from this terrible, from suffering a terrible fate. As that happens, a screen fades to black. We zoom out back to the line in at this ride, and we see a young man. And now, Ben, you can describe your real-world character to us.
I'm extremely average-looking, maybe a little bit below average. Never been particularly healthy. Not like I don't get sick all the time, but I'm not like healthy. I'm kind of lanky, like 5'10" ish. Messy, long, dark hair. And kind of disinterested look on my face. Tired, not like from lack of sleep, but just kind of low energy looking kind of dude, just kind of chilling.
All right, so you're just chilling in
Here.
line.
Yeah.
Bumping into you from behind is another man. Amy, if you could describe your character for us as you bump into Mo.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. So Marty Jones, he's a tall guy covered in a bunch of tattoos. He's got his arm candy brandy on his side, even though she's not on camera. Covered in tattoos. He wears pretty baggy clothes. He keeps his hair in a tight, low pony, and he just kind of looks like. Kind of like a sketchy dude. I don't know how else to explain it, but like he's got this look about him and just personality that once he starts talking, he gets people to warm up to him. But he just kind of looks like a sketchy fella.
Hey man, sorry if I was in your way.
Me and my girl were just so excited. You know, we won this raffle and we got to come on this trip, and you know we never left our town, man. So like. Sorry, but we're really happy. Sorry, we're just too excited.
Okay.
And I probably would at this point interact with my girlfriend, but she's like.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fine.
I make out with her in line.
You make out with Brandy right in line.
Yeah.
That's fine. As you're making out and probably making Mo.
Oh, baby girl, we're kings and queens here.
You guys take a couple steps forward as the line continues to move. Look over Mo's shoulder. There's another screen in the background. Amy, if you could also describe Shiner the Boatman for us.
It's actually Shiner the Boating Man.
The Boating Man? Okay. I like Boatman, but fine.
I know, but syllable-wise, it's Shiner the Boating Man.
Shiner the Boating Man. Go ahead and describe Shiner for us.
Yeah, so Shiner's kind of like this, like, big muscular fellow. He wears, like a gray bowler cap, and he's got a black shirt on with green pants. He's got tattoos on him, but his tattoos are of, like, clamshells and stuff. And, he looks like a guy who likes to get into a lot of scruffles, and like you don't want to mess with him, and
Scruffles.
Just rough. He looks like a rough guy, like he's been at sea for too long.
You see on the screen, Shiner is walking with a voluptuous woman. This is Shiner's girlfriend, Cocoa Butter. She's wearing a tight pink dress and fishnet stockings. And she says, "Gee, Shiner, what are you gonna do about Shrimp Po' Boy? Ever since he got taken by the King Corn, he hasn't been able to get his daily intake of seafood. I'm not sure how much longer he's gonna last."
You know, Coco. Hold on. I don't know if that's gonna be his voice. Give me a second. I gotta try his Don't worry about him, Coco.
Well, I'll tell you, King Corn's castle's right over there. I'm sure if you try to talk to him, he might be reasonable. And if he's not, well, I'm sure you'll figure something out.
You know, I always do, Coco.
So as you, so we.
And he.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're good.
Perhaps I should go teach him a lesson.
All right, you go. Shiner approaches King Corn Castle. I just realized I went 3 Ks. I shouldn't do that. I'm not going to put that on the screen.
First the hurricane, now this.
Yeah, the hurricane's name, you didn't ever ask it. It was Milton. You approach King Corn's castle. As you walk into the throne room, there's just a giant can of corn sitting on a large red and gold throne. He says, "Welcome to my castle, good sir. if you're looking for your friend Mr. Po'boy, I assure you everything is fine. He's right this way. And he points you towards an open door.
Better not pull a fast one on me. And I go to the door.
You go through the door, and as you go through it, a metal gate slams down and locks Shiner inside a small room. And you're in there, and your friend Shrimp Po' is in there. But you guys
How's he looking?
He's looking a little greased up.
Okay. Oh boy, what'd you get into now, man?
It's like, I don't know, boss. I'm just the King Corn. They enticed me with all the shrimp I could eat, and they took me in and they locked me in here just like they locked you in here.
Shiner takes a look around. Is it just that door? Are there windows or anything too?
There are some small barred windows, but they're very small, too small for you to be able to fit through. There's a wooden bench. There's like some hay on the floor.
And what is this guy doing, King Corn or whatever?
He's sitting on his throne.
Where's Coco?
Coco's not here. She didn't come with
She
you.
didn't come with me. Okay. Well, I guess I gotta bust us out of here. And he whips out a can of New England clam chowder. Or, well, I guess it's New England here. He pulls out a can of clam chowder.
Yep.
And he squeezes it so tight that the top of it pops off, and he drinks it down. And then he just sees his muscles start to bulge out, and he winds up his fists and he punches the door.
What's it sound like when he drinks it down?
So you punch through the door. The gate goes flying off. The king sees you two trying to escape, and he says, "I hope you're not lactose intolerant." And he reaches up and opens the tab on his own head and plops open on his side, causing cream corn to slide all over the floor as you and Shrimp Po' both slip onto the floor.
Okay.
So you slip on the floor. There's like these two guards come in with big spears, and they just look like two kernels of corn, but like they're huge, and they're coming to attack you and try to re-imprison you.
All right, oh boy, here we go. And I'm just gonna grab him, and I'm gonna throw him sideways to the corn kernel, the corn guys, and then almost like comically, like I'm gonna run to the king corn, but like his feet are moving like double time because it's slippery.
Yep.
But eventually he makes his way over there, and I guess he's gonna wind up and give him like an uppercut punch.
You give King Corn an uppercut punch, and his cream corn just goes flying everywhere and splats all over the room as you and Shrimp Po' make your escape. The screen fades to black as that scene ends. And we come back out into line, and this entire time that scene's been playing, I feel like Marty has been talking to Mo this entire time. After
Yeah,
it's been,
I'm telling him.
Just rambling on.
I'm telling him about how we won the contest and how long me and Brandy have been together. She's my world, man. Yeah, we're so excited to be here. This is our favorite. This is gonna
Marty
be the best
listening to
ride.
everything with complete disinterest.
Marty is not picking up on that at all.
I mean, I'm listening. I don't have anything better to do, so.
Every once in a while he stops and he goes to Brandy and be like, right girl, we're kings and queens here, man. We're kings and queens. You're my queen. And they make out a little bit more in line.
As you finish making out with Brandy, Laura, if you could describe your character for us.
no. I think we had some internet stuff.
They were good.
I still see
I think you're good now.
It was.
You were breaking up for a
Oh,
second.
was
but
I?
you're good now.
We were breaking up. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Lara, if you could describe your character for us. Am I still breaking up?
Oh, which character?
Oh,
Brandy.
I'm sorry. Brandy. If you could describe Brandy for us.
Oh, she's fly. Big black hair, tight leopard print fit, bright red heels at an amusement park because she always gotta look good. Big hoops, big attitude, big personality, obsessed with Marty. Long, pointy nails.
Gotcha.
And probably chewing.
Do you add to this conversation at all that's going on between Marty and Mo?
Kind of got my hand in Marty's back pocket, and I'm just kind of enjoying being talked about how wonderful I am.
Gotcha. You guys continue to move forward, and we cut to another screen, and we see a girl talking into her watch. And then now, if you could describe Frantastic for us.
Frantastic is an adorable teenage cheerleader superhero. And she uses her cheer background to kick ass with the bad guys. And she's adorable.
Wait, with the bad guys?
Kick asses of bad guys. Sometimes I do have to work with the bad guys to fight a greater, like for the greater good.
So you're talking into your watch, you're listening, because your comms guru, Billy, is speaking to you. And he goes, Fran, I got a ping on my supercomputer that Mr. Ion is planning to infiltrate the Tech Expo. He probably plans to use a mega magnet to steal all the newly created unpatented technology from up-and-coming inventors and tech startups. You need to stop him.
A lot of information.
A lot of information.
Great.
I say that is so not the drama, and I call my trusty sidekick, whose name is Flynn.
Flynn Destructible. Your
Flynn
sidekick.
Destructible. Yeah,
So you call him up.
yeah. And I tell him what the stitch is. And say, we gotta go get this Ion guy.
Mr.
What's his
Ion.
name? Mr. Ion.
So you meet up with Flynn, and you guys are on your way to this Tech Expo. And he goes, you talk to him a little bit about the situation, and he says, oh, before I forget, I want to tell you, as you know, I'm a bit of an inventor myself. This, and he holds up a cup and a straw, and he says, is a new shake I invented. Take a sip. And he hands it out. He hands it to Fran to take a drink.
I say, what's in it?
And he takes it back. He takes a sip of it himself, like a huge sip. And he goes, I call it Smooth Getty. I often get a hankering for Italian food when I'm on the move, so I went down to Long Luigi's, ordered a number 3, stuck it in my Whirl-A-Mix, and bam! What do you think? And he hands it back out to you to drink.
Take the lid off and sniff it and hand it back to him, and I say, you're so inventive.
He's like, I
I
think
had a
so
big
too.
lunch. I had a big lunch. Okay, this time.
He says, I'll make a fresh one for you after we're done here at the expo.
Sounds good.
You arrive at the expo. You see there's some outer vents that you could traverse the air ducts through. If you want to sneak in that way, or you could literally just go inside.
The air vent.
Sneak in the air vents. Okay. So you kind of crawl your way through the air vents back to a backstage area, and you see Mr. Ion back there. It's just a guy in he's wearing all black, kind of just like a jumpsuit. He's got blue hair, and he's he's in the backstage area of a presentation stage, powering up a large red, like one of those stereotypical huge magnets, and it like starts whirring and spinning as he gets ready to steal whatever's on the presentation stage. So what does Fran do in this moment?
I look to Flynn and I like signal to him like I'm gonna go distract this guy by kicking his ass. You disable this thing.
Flynn says, "Okay, got it."
Okay, and then there's like an opening where I can get down.
Yeah, there's a vent. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna like flip and like in cheerleader style, and then I like land like in a cool pose, and I say, "Not this time, Mr. Ion. I've got my eye on you."
Yeah, so as you say that to him, he sees you and he just like holds up a hand and he says, "Curse you, friend!" And he begins to just run at you to attack you.
Okay, I backflip to get out of the way and like do some spins to like get out of his way and then roundhouse him into the face.
Yeah, so you give him a roundhouse kick to the face and he goes flying off to the side. All the while you're doing this, Flynn is just pulling on this big whirring magnet. And like he's trying to budge it and he budges it a bit, but then his smooth Getty slips out of his hands and slides underneath the stand holding up the magnet and causes it to slip and fall over and break through the stage, and it just like malfunctions and it's just like a mess of debris as the magnet fails. Mr. Ion, getting up from being roundhouse kicked, he says, "Foiled again by the likes of you. I will remember this." He gets up and activates he presses a button on his shirt, which activates a rocket pack, and he just bursts through the roof and disappears out of the scene.
High five, Flynn.
Nice. He says, "Yeah, I guess my invention came in handy earlier than I thought it would.
Always do."
I bet you'll have a sip now." And he goes to hand it to you. As the screen cuts,
We'll never know.
you will never know.
Did she get it or not?
Screen cuts off, and there is a commercial break on the screen. And it's just like a text. It's just like, it kind of is a lot like a prescription drug commercial where there's just a lot of like stock footage and text and stuff at the beginning. And it says, "Explodeville is brought to you by Starvita Innovations." As the stock footage changes to like a little video of a space shuttle flying past Earth. And it says, "Galactic Vision, Earthly Care." As this happens, it fades to a white screen. There's a well-dressed woman appears on the screen in a stylish, like tan pantsuit. She says, "Hello, I'm Natasha Burns, CEO and founder of Starvita and Neuronext Pharmaceuticals. I'm proud to announce that very soon, we will be piloting the very first private space taxi flight service in partnership with Volta Conglomerate and Neuronext Pharmaceuticals. Stay tuned for much
Wait.
more."
Wait. It's breaking up.
Oh no!
With what?
Hello? Am I back?
No.
Hey.
You went through the whole
Back up.
thing. You said partnered with Volt, and then you were gone, and then you said stay tuned.
I'll back up. The woman comes on screen. She says, "Hello, I'm Natasha Burns, CEO and founder of Starvita and Neuronext Pharmaceuticals. I'm proud to announce that very soon we will be piloting the very first space taxi flight service in partnership with the Volta Conglomerate and Neuronext Pharmaceuticals. Stay tuned for much more exciting news from these great companies." She throws up a peace sign as the screen fades to black. Screen then cuts to a scene on the screen. There's a young boy eating breakfast at a huge table. Donnie, if you could describe Monty Monet for us.
So Monty is a 10-year-old boy, bright green hair. He's wearing a very upcape sweater vest, green with a big old M on it, standing for his family name. He's sitting at a dinner table that you can't see the end of on either side. He's just trying to wait for his food. As it's slowly coming by on a little train or so.
Gotcha. And yeah, his food approaches you on some like conveyor mechanism. It's a plate of like French toast, like a tall stack of French toast.
Oh, my favorite!
It's coming around. Standing next to him is Monty's butler, Friedrich Roth. Like is extremely jacked butler, very tall. He's got like a short brown flat top hairstyle, and he's standing with a towel over his left arm. And he says, "How are you enjoying your French toast, sir?"
Delicious! You should have some, Friedrich. I don't think I'm gonna be able to eat all of these myself.
Too many carbs for me, I'm afraid, sir.
Good gosh.
Suddenly, there's a watch on the butler's arm. Starts going off with like just like a little blinking red light, and he looks at it, and he says, "Sir, it appears there's unauthorized access to the family vault. Shall we investigate?"
Which one?
The big one.
Let's go to it once, Friedrich.
Alright, so you guys begin to walk over to the large family vault. There's a large man inside the vault, dressed like Monty's father, but he's hastily packing gold and jewels into a burlap bag. As you approach, you can hear like grinding metal noise as his neck turns towards you, and he says, "Hello, son. Everything is a-okay. I am just moving some of our belongings from this vault to the super secret vault for better safe keeping."
Oh, okay. What shiny skin you have, Dad.
He looks at his own skin and just says, "Thank you, son, for noticing. I have been making a point to get more sun." Roth says, "Sir, aren't you supposed to be with your wife in the Poconos?" The father's eyes turn red, and he goes to grab Monty. And he grabs Monty by the shirt.
What do I do? I start frantically pulling whatever I can out of my pockets. Random cash just starts falling out, and I'm hoping he's gonna end up slipping on it.
Gotcha. Okay, so you pull out like just like bills of money and stuff, and they flutter down like feathers, but like go under his feet as you see the robot dressed as your father slips on the money and falls to the ground, and you see Roth just picks up the robot and puts it under his arm, and just looks at you and says, "Sir."
Maybe that wasn't Dad.
I don't think it was, sir.
Oh. Well, what do you think it is? It's not one of the robot butlers or so.
It is
We
not.
should take it somewhere and figure out what it is. Maybe disassemble it or turn it into a new toaster or something.
Sounds good, sir. We'll take it apart right away. He just like pulls the head off of it, and so it's just the head and then the body of the robot. As he does that, the screen fades to black as we kind of jump to a different scene. As we zoom out, we see a very well-dressed man in line. And Donnie, if you could describe Drago for us.
So, Drago is a young guy fit in designer clothing, as Scott was saying. He's got kind of slicked back brown hair, or wavy brown hair. He is kind of just chatting to his butler, who's standing just outside of line. Yeah, if you could just grab the Lux notes. Oh, and Jenkins, if you don't mind, could you go get us some nachos as well? I feel like that's gonna make the meeting go a little better if we get some nachos. And I don't know if you're a funnel cake guy yourself or so, but whatever you want, go ahead and bring that as well. Yeah, if you could just get the Lux dossier with as well, please.
Your butler, your real life butler, Blake Jenkins, Nazi. He says, very good. He said, this is an older man, lankier, smaller guy, very loyal to Drago. And he's kind of dancing back and forth a little bit. He says, "Sir, would it be all right if I went and used the lavatory first?"
Of course. There's no rush. This line isn't moving all that much, and there's great cartoons as of the moment. So whenever you get a chance.
Very good. He's like, "I'll meet you after the ride, perhaps." And
of course.
He scurries off, holding himself because he has to go to the bathroom so badly.
Love you, Jenkins.
I love you too, sir. As he runs off, standing behind Drago is another pretty well-dressed man. Nick, if you could describe Grayson to us.
Well, Grayson Lux the second, standing very closely behind this man. He came here to see today. I have a proposition for him, and I'm hoping everything goes smooth. I'm in my finest designer suit. It's a little hot out today, in an attempt to not draw the sunlight as much. But everything I wear is prototype suit from all the most hip designers. Basically anything before it comes out, I can wear. Seeing as I am so stylish and basically set the bar for all that is devastatingly handsome. Those are just a few words that people have used to describe me. I won't dare use them for myself. I've also heard that I exude confidence and maybe even a little bit of wealth. Just looking at me, I think kind of are a little intimidating.
Nick, you're breaking up just a little bit, just to give you a heads up.
Oh no! Where should I restart? Are you guys?
You're fine. It's just cutting a couple of seconds from it. I think it's.
Yep. Alrighty. Yes, I exude confidence and wealth. That's just my kind of deal. Very intimidating.
So you're in there, and you are standing right behind Drago.
Oh my god, the internet.
Is it cutting out again?
It cut out for like a second.
Could be worth a good old reset of that modem router shindig.
In theory, we should be hosting on the Discord side, right?
I think we should make it. Let's just.
Yeah, we're just gonna let it go today.
As I was saying, Mr. Volta, the deal that, we're so rudely interrupted by your footman, Mr. Jenkins.
Oh no, he's getting us some nachos for the deal. It'll make it a lot better as we're talking about this.
Oh, okay. Good on Jenkins. Either way, as I was talking about, yes, so this is just the kind of deal where your money will be making money for you. There's just a little hitch that, we have to go over at some point.
A little hitch, you say? I mean, you got me sold already. I mean, we had talked about this a little bit, but what's this little hitch? Because usually that doesn't go well, and I don't have a whole lot of time for things to not go well.
I know I said it's not even. Let's wait until the nachos come back, and we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Ah, the best deals are made over nachos, so we'll definitely wait.
Jenkins,
thank you for accommodating my schedule, by the way, by agreeing to meet me here. I don't have much free time left.
It's not usually the kind of place you'd catch me dead in. Maybe for back when we were kids, I used to come here quite often, but not so much. But it's kind of nice for the nostalgia.
Of course, of course. Gotta love it. Nice review.
All right, so you guys are talking. As you're talking, deals and stuff. We go back to another screen where it just lights up, and you just see a brightly colored Badlands scene. Baby blue sky, sandy dirt path, running in between colorful rock formations. And then, Nick, if you could describe Clev.
Absolutely. So it zooms in on a long straight road where you see two figures far away. It zooms in on the one in the lead. You will notice that it is a big, large bird running very fast. Can't see its leg. It's so fast. So it zooms in on this bird and kind of does one of those still frames. You can see the legs now. It says Casuarius. Underneath that, it says Casuarius scrumptius. If you wouldn't mind, Scott, just describing Casuarius a bit for me.
Yep, Casuarius just says yip yip.
And zoom, he comes back up. The time frame is out. So, and then you'll see Clev, our jackal, come into frame. As hungry as can be. He's got a bit around his neck. He's got a fork and a knife in his hand. His legs are also moving fast, but you can kind of see him. Just obviously not quite as fast as this fast cat, Casuarius. But Clev, you can tell he's hungry, and he's just about to catch his prey, basically. So still frames on Clev for a second, where it says Clev our jackal. Underneath it says Lupulella voracius. Clev kind of looks at the screen and then looks back at his prey, zooms back into time again. So we're all caught back up. So it kind of zooms back out again to where you see our path, and we're two little dots running along it very fast. Casuarius has 2 points. One of them a little bit. Got a bunch of stuff all logged in the way. It says detour, and it points towards the salt flats. But obviously, he's only got one way to go, right? So Casuarius takes the direction of the let's see. It zooms in on me once more. On Clev. Oh, sorry. Clev's also a dark grayish black jackal. Very unkempt, just scraggly, looking hungry as always. Cut back to zooms in on Clev's eye. Gives you a little raise the eyebrows because his plan is going just as he planned it. Wink, wink, just like that. Not a wink, but a raise the eyebrow. Cut to shows two figures again running through the salt flat. These salt flats are kicking up so much dust, so much salty dust, just white dust. But Clev knows his plan is working. So, of course, these dust clouds spell yum with a bunch of M's as well. Only the ones that Cassius are leaving. I, Clev, run right through those yum clouds and onward towards my prey. Cut to a peppercorn field where it just shows a bunch of peppercorn plants. Just one still shot. We run in, kind of just stay still right on that to save for animation's sake. Makes a lot of noise like we're running through a peppercorn patch. You bus out, coming out of it like a minute later. Casuarius zooms out. Clev stops after he gets out of the peppercorn field and lets out the biggest sneeze you ever did hear. And that kind of propels him forward back towards his prey again. So he's back on the hunt. His legs just catch back up like that. So we've got a little salt, we got a little pepper. Now for our last final trap here, part of the trap. Only one path leads directly into a ramshackle looking time machine. It's got boards all boarded up, looking all stupid, but it's a time machine, THYME, you know, you have to season your bird correctly, and because there's a course, Casuarius runs right into it. I'm so excited, Clev is so excited, he just runs right up to the door, closes it. Once he closes this door, all the sides fall off, and it reveals, it says, back knee oven. So obviously Cassius fell right into my trap. He ran right into the oven. But very extremely, the words time machine stayed when they probably should have fallen away as well. But they stayed right where they were. So I was Clev was very excited to get his meal ready. So he turns the closest knob he finds. Of course, it's a red knob. All the other knobs are black. There also has to be a little hourglass symbol above this red knob. Who cares? It's a knob. So Clev just sitting there thinking about all of his fancy bird meals, just cycling through his head in his thought bubble, one by one. Not only 5 seconds later, he gets a little impatient, taps his foot at his watch. And then, but what he didn't realize is when he turned that red knob, Cassius Wary popped up right behind him as if it were a real time machine. What do you know? So Cassius is just sitting there behind him, and Clev very impatiently, without even turning the oven off, just opens the oven, very much expecting a delicious bird meal. Then the camera zooms in on Cassius, where Cassius says,
Yeep, yeep. Did it go through?
Cassius,
Oh, I'm sorry, I must have cut off. He said, yeep, yeep.
scares the bejesus out of Clev, and at the point where he kind of accidentally hops into the oven. Cassius, with one more,
Yeep, yeep.
kind of kicks the door closed. Yeah, then he zooms back off, and it zooms into poor old that oven door kind of steaming up on him, and you see him do a big gulp, pulls on his fur because he has no collar. He writes on the oven door.
So good.
And with that, the screen fades to black.
That was amazing.
And
There
we're
was
back
some
to,
good Master Looney Tunes.
we're back to Grayson and Drago are in line, trying to work out this deal. Line continues to move forward. Standing right with Grayson is Lady, and Heather, if you could describe your character for us.
Yeah, her name's Lady by birth, but Logan by choice because she hates the name Lady, and she's just very prim and proper. She obviously comes from money and wealth with the rest of the Lux family, who are a bunch of lawyers, a field that she was planning on going into as well because she strived to do nothing but be perfect for her family. And unfortunately, with parents getting into a car accident, her and her mom dying, she had to give up going to Yale Law School to take care of her family, while her big brother, who she very much looks up to, continues to run the family law firm and casino. And it really drains on her because her brother, it used to be her best friend. They used to love coming to this theme park, and he's just been ignoring her lately, and he's just turned into a real dick from what he used to be. But she wouldn't say that out loud because she's too prim and proper, and she's always just dressed nice and preppy, like skirts, polo shirts, sweaters, just from her time growing up on the tennis court. And all she wants to do is stop working on or helping with her dad, and she really wants to go into the family business, and she wants her brother's help, but he just won't do anything about it.
All right, so we see Logan and Grayson. Do you try to talk to him at all in this moment?
Yeah, Grayson, why are you ignoring me? Why did you come here? And we were supposed to have this day together, and you're just over here talking to this guy. Why won't you include me in anything?
Listen, I agreed for you to come because you were being just so annoying, like always. Of course I said,
Welcome to join us in the conversation. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mr. Volta, if you don't mind, there's a few things that, she's too young. I don't expect her to know all that we're talking about, and I'd really appreciate it if there was a little distance here. We need some...
But I'm not the little baby anymore. You gotta stop babying me.
The men are talking.
Great.
Come on, Grayson.
You
It's
should
not
change
really
you
cool.
should change your name to Brown because you're really acting like a bunch of poop lately.
Listen, lady, can I? Would you like an ice cream cone? Should I? Would you like? Here's $17 because that's how much.
I am sensing a lot of hostility here, and I think that's nothing that more nachos can't fix. So I could certainly.
I would love some
enjoy it.
nachos, please. Thank you. At least someone cares about me around here.
There we go. See,
Yeah.
Are we
Fruit
all like
nachos,
in
we can
line
all
together?
talk this
Yeah,
through
you
and
guys
it'll
are
be
all
fine.
you're all there. You're all right there.
And this is all love.
I think Marty,
It's all
being
love.
the type of guy that he is, overhearing this going on in front of them, be like, "Hey, man, you should be nicer to your sister. That's your sister.
Thank
That's
you.
your family."
I just offered to buy her an ice cream. What else do you want from me, Mr. PDA?
The name's Marty Jones, and this is my girl Brandy here. She's my queen. She's my world. I don't see you with anyone on your shoulder,
Hey,
unless
How are you
which
doing?
She told
I'm
you.
okay with. Is
She
this
told
guy? You know, I don't know. You know, could be.
I look Brandy up.
Learn how to respect a woman.
I would love to respect Brandy. Do me a favor. Shoot me them digits. Get rid of the loser.
What you trying to
I
get with
tap
my
Marty
girl?
on the shoulder, like, you gonna let him talk to me like that?
No, I'm about to get in his face and
Everybody, I think we should all just calm down for a second.
talk
We're
to a
in a
woman like that
nice
again.
line. We're some of the last people to ever get to ride this. Everything is gonna be a-okay.
I'm
So-
smiling, hoping
I,
to see Marty get into a fight for my
Mo
honor.
Mo actually quips up right now and says, "Hey man, I don't think nachos will fix everything, man."
You would be surprised.
That's right. That's right. This is my pal right here. You better watch what you're doing, man. You keep talking to my girl like that. Me and my buddy here. Hey, what's your name again?
Which one?
You have a lot of.
Mo,
Me and Mo here. We're gonna kick your ass. You keep talking to my girl like that. Me and him are gonna have a conversation with you later after this.
don't pull me into anything. I just don't know about nachos.
Oh no! Then I wrap my arm around him.
Guys,
so
I
this is
have
my-
like 5
this is my
security
pal right
officers
here.
watching this very line as of right now. Please don't start anything or else it's gonna get really bad. Please, let's all just take a deep breath.
And I just put my arms protectively around Brandy again, and I'm like,
I
Oh.
regret opening my mouth and I try to distance myself from the situation.
The line continues to move forward. You guys are up at the turnstiles now. Some of you start to click through it. There's a screen right above the turnstiles, and we cut to a flying shot of New York City. It's the evening. There's skyscrapers blazing as the camera flies by. Taxi cabs, filled sidewalks, lots of people. There's a speeding armored car being followed by 3 police cars on like a main street. We zoom in to the top of the Flatiron building. We're sitting on the edge. Heather, if you could describe Spidey Quinn for us.
Yeah, Spidey Quinn comes in, swinging from those rooftops with her little webs. Spidey Quinn Tracy, if you will. She was the one who was actually bit by the radioactive spider as a child, and is now out there just saving the world from Octobot and all the other mean people on Earth 65.
So she jumps down, starts giving chase to the armored car as it zigzags through traffic, goes flying down, and I'm gonna say, if you want to enter this armored truck in some way or try to stop it in some way, you can describe how you would do that.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take my web and I'm gonna jump down from the top of this roof and jump over to the light post and then shoot my web at the armored car and wrap it up and pull it towards me. And I'm gonna take my fist and break in through the window, and I'm gonna grab the driver.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's 2 guys in there dressed all in black and ski masks. They got shotguns sitting in the back of the truck. There's money flying all over the place from you pulling on the truck. It's been swerving violently back and forth in and out of traffic. The driver is like panicking. It's like he's got his foot like all the way down on the gas and it's not going anywhere because it's being held in place by the web. And one of the guys in the back, just like he's holding a shotgun and he just goes, "The only web I'm interested in." And then he cocks he goes, "It's the World Wide Web." And he goes to take a shot at Quinn.
So at this point, Quinn is jumping around, and she, it's hard to explain what she's doing. She jumps in past the driver where she's facing him and spins around while doing a 360, kicks both the guys in the back with her foot, and chokes the driver until he falls asleep. Kicks the shotgun out of the guy's hand, and the shotgun goes out the window and starts flying.
All right, great. So you've subdued the driver is passed out, just like sitting there in the front. As
Yes.
the police cars catch up to the armored truck, and Quinn sees in one of the cop cars her father, Captain Tracy, get out of the car with a gun drawn, and he points the gun at the armored truck, and he says, "Give it up, Spidey!"
But then she just jumps out of the car and swings onto a couple buildings to get onto the roof and get away before she gets shot at.
All right, so you swing away as you just hear Captain Tracy yelling for you. And he's like, "Don't fire! Don't fire!" As the cops move in to arrest the robbers that are in the truck.
The bad guys.
The bad guys. All right, and then the screen kind of fades to black as we see the 6 of you come to the front turnstiles, as I said, start clicking through, take your seats, kind of like you're sitting kind of in the middle, the middle seats. So there's 2 seats at the front, and there's there's someone sitting in the front seat, and there's 2 people sitting in the back seat as well. You guys see an older gentleman with a name tag. He's wearing a red vest, obviously like a worker's uniform. It says Aaron West on the little name tag. This is an older guy that, if I guess anyone that's visited this park and this ride before, you guys would recognize this guy because it seems like he's been working here forever, running this ride. He's got wisps of white hair around his balding head. You guys get to the front of the ride. Aaron is licking his dried lips, and he has a hand on a large lever, which will activate this ride. He looks at you guys that are loading in to the ride. He turns to you guys and he says, "You all are lucky. You might be some of the last people to ride this ride, as the genius folks at Infinity Studio Parks have decided to put Explodeville out to pasture. The execs say that the cartoons don't play with the fans like they used to. People these days just scroll through those damn phones and never spend any real time with entertainment anymore. This place has been my home for more than 30 years. I've seen new tunes added, old ones removed, but the spirit has always been there. I've made friends here, I've made enemies here, and now they want to take it away from me? The only thing I feel bad about is that the other folks in the future won't get to see it." You see him reach down into his shirt and kind of pull out a necklace that has a big key on it. He sticks the key into an input on the control board of the ride, and he says, "How fortunate that you all in particular ended up here on the ride together. You folks look like nice people, so I do feel bad to have to tell you this, but..." And he turns the key and the control board lights up red. He says, "I have no intention of ever leaving." He pulls the lever and hops into an empty seat on the ride next to the other person sitting in the front seat, wearing an oversized hoodie. He elbows them. He turns back. He says, "Don't worry, you're gonna love this. Hang on." And you guys all begin to feel it as the ride.
Wait!
I feel like this is a kidnapping attempt.
It begins as waves of color just come over you, and it's freaky. It kind of was that scene in Willy Wonka where they're going through that tunnel, and all the colors are just swirling and swirling.
Can I just say, even with all this going on, his dry lips really bothered me. So I pulled out some Carmex and I tapped him on the shoulder with it and
It's
on
reached
that.
back. It's like, oh, thank you.
Will this kidnapping take long? I do have other plans after this.
I was going to bring you some spray bottle.
As you guys are saying this, you feel like electric energy surrounds the space around you, transforms into like an inky void, and then streaks of white fly by until the void is mostly just white, with nothing in sight until we cut again back to Monkey, but this time Mo is in the body of Monkey, and Mo is flying through the air, flying away from a lady that's pursuing you. She's in an apron that looks like she looks like she's out of the 1950s, and she's wielding a hot steaming pie in one hand and has like oven mitts on. Mo, as Monkey, what would you like to do in this situation as you're being chased?
I spin around and blast a sonic wave at this lady to blow her away.
Okay, so you're immediately gonna try to make a sonic wave. Okay. We are gonna have our first roll of the game.
Woo!
Hang on.
Before.
Wait one second.
You are trying to avoid the pie, right?
You're trying to shoot her with some kind of energy thing?
Yes, sonic wave.
Okay, so we'll consider
Like
that
that.
like a bang check. So you can go ahead and roll a d4.
Let's go.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. So instinctively, Mo is in Monkey's body, tries to immediately embody what you would assume would be Monkey's power, as Monkey just sticks a fist out and it just sizzles a little bit as a tiny puff of smoke comes out, but energy does not get blasted towards the lady wielding the pie. She comes flying at you.
The sonic wave comes out of my mouth.
I'm sorry.
by the way.
I'm sorry. You try to shoot the sonic wave out of your mouth. She's continuing pursuing you. She is closing the gap. She is going to try to throw this pie at you. And I need you to make a guts check as she throws this pie at you.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay, so you do manage to avoid it. So as she throws the pie, you dodge out of the way. And she is just getting angry, not really saying much, but like gritting her teeth as she continues to pursue you. As you guys are heading, like you guys are in a city, heading towards like a huge skyscraper. Anything else that you would do in this moment?
I'm incredibly sad. Well, so I'm Mo inside Monkey. So
Yeah.
How does this feel as far as, do I feel more like Mo? How aware am I of the monkey that I'm embodying?
You were just thrown into this body, so you are feeling very uncomfortable in this moment.
Like, is Mo in control, or is Mo kind of just along for the ride?
Right now, Mo is in control.
I see. Okay. So I kind of have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying things, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's all you can really do at this moment.
I try to just run. Well, I'm flying,
Yep.
so I try to fly away really fast. and find myself having circled the earth almost instantaneously, and now I'm behind the woman pursuing me.
Okay, make a Vroom check to do this.
Okay. 2.
It's 2. All right, so yeah, I'll say that you do manage to fly fast enough where you confuse her, as now she's in front of you, and she looks back, and as she's looking back at you, she doesn't realize that she is hurtling straight towards the skyscraper now, and she just crashes into it and explodes.
Question: Did Ben take a tune token for
Oh,
when
I'm sorry.
he failed?
Every for your failed your first thing, take a tune token for that.
Okay.
Like remove one, or
You get one.
earn one.
You get one.
Take it
Add
out of
one
my-
to yourself. So you now have one.
Take it out of my satchel and put it somewhere.
To your bank. Yeah.
You-
Designate one little thing as like your bank for each episode, and that's the other one is keep it in the satchel.
Okay.
Okay, so she explodes. As she just crashes into this wall and essentially dies.
Essentially die.
Essentially dies. Monkey, Mo, like you just see next to you. This is really a strange feeling because you are not a cartoon. You know you're not a cartoon, but you're in a cartoon world. A comic bubble pops up next to you. It
Like
is-
a bubble or a thought bubble?
it's not a thought bubble. It's literally like almost like there's like a black lined box, and white inside, and then text begins to appear inside, almost like someone's sending you a message. It's a message from the president of Cityburg, with a request for you to come to Explodeville because he needs help. And then I immediately need you to make a savvy check.
A lot of rolls, man.
And all of these are 4, and what, they go up?
They will go up if you roll a 4, or if you can use your tune tokens to make it a 4.
So
Okay.
if you roll a 3, you do 1, 2, 2 right now and blow it up.
4.
That's 4. That's an explosion.
Blow
So-
it up.
So your savvy die graduates to a D6. So you will now roll a D6 going forward. Anytime you have to make a savvy check.
Is this permanent or just for the session?
This is
Permanent.
permanent
Cool.
for the remainder of this entire game.
Unless you roll a 6 and it blows up, then you go up and die.
Yeah, so
it's
now,
good
so
until
since you
blow up.
exploded, you get to you roll again. So now you can roll your D6 to add to your savvy check.
6.
6. Yeah! That's another explosion. So you graduate
Savvy
to a
monkey.
D8,
Play now.
and you can roll it again.
Are we
Roll
going
a
for
D8
D20 on the
now.
first roll?
Hey, man.
You roll an 8. I'm gonna be. Oh my god.
Roll an 8, I guess.
Just out of excitement.
Why is 8 the one die that I'm missing? 2.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Roll
three?
for is 8.
Yeah, give me an 8.
Which one's 8?
It looks like a diamond. Yes. 6.
All right, so that's a 4 plus 6 plus 6. So that's a 16. On a it was a difficulty 2. So
You're very savvy.
yep. You reach into your pocket and you pull out this like weird. It's like rubbery. It's black. But you somehow with such a good savvy check, you immediately know this is a interdimensional hole that you can toss and go through to exit to to transport yourself to a different world. So you could go in right now and travel to the joined world of Explodeville.
The
The
text
joint-
box is?
No, he pulled an interdimensional hole out of his pocket.
And I can go back to like the human world.
No, you can go to Explodeville. Like, Explodeville is a cartoon town inside this world. You don't know how to get back to the human world at this point.
You're still in Monkey's glory, basically.
Oh, got it. But in Monkey's world, I can now take Monkey to Explodeville.
Yep.
Got it. Yeah. I'm gonna just probably having no idea what's on the other side of this interdimensional portal. I, without hesitation, jump through it.
Yeah, you jump
Or
through.
I like fly dive through it.
All right, you dive through. We're gonna cut to a nice bright day outside. We see Monty Monet holding a bouquet of flowers out. His hand. So, Drago, you appear in Monty's body with your hands already outstretched, holding a bouquet of flowers to a small blonde-haired girl. And she goes to grab them.
It's not. Sorry.
And she just says, "Oh, thanks, Monty. They're beautiful."
You're welcome. Who are you? Where am?
You're so silly. It's me. It's Jody. I need you to immediately make an Awooga check for me. Difficulty of 3.
Starting with the 1.
Start with a 1. Okay, that's fine. So she just says, "Yeah, they're beautiful." She says, "Gosh, I don't want to seem too forward, but do you think you'd let me take you to the Sadie Hawkins dance? I don't know if you want to take a weirdo like me being into math and science and stuff."
No, that's cool and all, but you're a child, and where?
You silly girl. You silly boy. We're both children. We go to the same school.
We do. Hold that thought for 1 second. Jenkins.
Jenkins does not appear, but Roth comes stepping into the scene, and he says,
Okay.
"Is there something you need, Mr. Moore?"
Okay, Jenkins. Thank you. I'm a bit confused and out of. I don't know what we're doing. Is it? I needed some time to think. Jody, hold on for just 1 second. Jenkins, if you could just get us some nachos and I'm short and green and white and Jenkins, what's going on?
Roth just reaches into a pocket in his coat and pulls out a plate of nachos and gives them to you.
Thank you. Okay, I've been waiting for this for a while. Jody, want some? Okay. So there's a dance that we're supposed to be going to.
The Sadie Hawkins dance, silly. You know it's next week.
Next week. I'm supposed to be in space next week.
Space.
That's okay.
Jody says to you as you're kind of stammering, not sure what's going on. She says, "You know what? On second thought, I'm not really looking for anything too serious right now." And she walks off. And as she leaves, oh, you can take a tune token, by the way, for failing.
I got
check. Okay, cool.
2 relentless.
Okay, 2. Got it. As she walks away, you get a speech bubble too, like a comic bubble as well. It's the same note from the president of Cityburg that pops up.
That's a flying bubble. Jenkins, are you seeing the same thing that I am? Because I feel like there's a bit of a flying bubble.
He says to you, "It looks like the president needs you, sir." And he reaches into his pocket again and pulls out an interdimensional hole and just like tosses it onto the ground, like in front of you.
Well, if you say so, Jenkins. and I'm just going to slowly walk over to the hole and kind of 1 foot in and then dive.
All right, so you dive in. We're going to cut again. Where am I? Here I am. We cut to Shiner, but only it's Marty in Shiner. Shiner is steering a boat on the open sea with the waves crashing violently. There's a storm kind of brewing. As Marty, you awaken in this new cartoonish body. And out of like the enclosure of the boat, a shrimp po' boy walks out, and he says, "Shiner, what are we gonna do? We have to get this shipment of shrimp back to port, but this storm might be our undoing."
Wait, where am I? And I'm like looking all around, and I'm like, I see my arms aren't my arms, my tattoos aren't my tattoos. I'm like, what the fuck are these on my arms? And then, looks all around and is like, who are you? What are we doing? Where's Brandy?
He, Shrimp Po' Boy looks at Shiner. He's like, "Are you feeling all right? You've had those tattoos as long as I've known you, and I don't know anyone named Brandy. But we got to get this ship to shore."
Can we see if there's shore? Like, do I see shore at all?
You can see in the distance, like kind of like you see a lighthouse, like it's spinning, shining light out.
I mean, he's a dock worker, so he's never really on a ship, but I guess he's gonna try to steer try and get to land so he can look for Brandy, and he's gonna try to steer the ship towards where the light's coming from. Okay,
you make a vroom check for me, difficulty of 3.
I rolled a 4.
That is an explosion.
Ooh.
You graduate to a D6. Go ahead and roll your D6.
That's a 6.
Oh, baby.
Oh, God. That's crazy.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Oh, I can't find my.
Be the first one for turkey.
Okay. Okay, 5.
5. Okay, so that's
15.
Yeah, so you crushed the level 3 check. You literally the ship itself almost gets smaller and then expands out kind of like an accordion and just shoots forward towards the pier as you get back to deliver the shrimp to port. Storm is coming down pretty bad, but another comic panel pops up, and it's just the same note I described before. The president of Cityburg needs everyone to report to Explodeville.
What's your name again?
My name is Shrimp. I think you're supposed to know me. I'm your first mate.
Shrimp? Alright,
Okay.
do you see that? Do you see that up there?
Yeah, but that's really meant for more main characters. Not someone.
How do I
like
get
me.
there? Is Brandy there?
Again, I don't know Brandy, but you can make a savvy check.
Okay. That is a 1. I couldn't remember if I made savvy or Kapow trained, but it was just a 1.
Okay, just a 1. Okay. So you don't you personally don't know, but Shrimp says to you, don't you have one of those things that can get you to move between the worlds? It's a little black thing.
I guess I search my pockets to see if I find it.
Yeah, you reach into a pocket and you pull out a rubbery black black hole.
Just a rubbery black hole.
Yep.
I guess I just like hold it. I'm like, what do I do now?
And Shrimp just says, "Well, get in there," and he starts pushing you in into the hole.
I guess I fight it at first, but
You really want to fight him, or are you just gonna push back a little?
no, not him, just it. I'm like, what are you doing, man? What is this thing?
It's like I'm trying to get you. It'll get you there, man. It'll get you there.
Okay,
asked how to
I
get
guess
there.
like if I'm holding it, does it like, how big is it?
It's small when you're holding it, but when you kind of place it, and when you start to think about going through it, it gets bigger.
Okay, I guess I just like try to stick my hand in it first and like test it out, and then poke my head through, and then if do I see anything?
It's just black when you poke your head in.
And then I poke my head, I'm like, are you sure about this?
Shrimp says, I'm like 75% sure.
Okay, and then I guess I go in the rest of the way.
All right, so you go in. You can take a tune token for failing that check.
Okay.
All right, we cut to Fantastic. So we see Fantastic, and it's Brandy. In this new body, it's fantastic. You find yourself in the middle of a fight with some white-haired woman, and she just yells, "This is the last time you foil Mr. Ion's plan, you wretched girl!" And she is going to try to come swinging at you. So you need to make a guts check, and she's immediately going to swing on Fred.
Wait, which one is before? This one, right?
Well, it looks like a caltrop.
Four.
4? That's an explosion. So you graduate to a D6. Roll again.
4.
I'm sorry, you rolled a 6?
Mhm.
And you rolled 4. Okay, so that's 8 total. Yeah,
Nice.
so you beat her 3. So she goes to take a swing at you, and somehow you just instinctively like grab her arm as her fist flies past Fran, and you toss her to the side. She's still gonna try to come back at you, but you have the option to try to fight back at this moment if you'd like to.
Okay.
So what would you like? What do you describe like what Fran or Brandy would do as Fran to this woman?
So I go to take off my earrings, but realize I'm not wearing any. And then I'm like, well, that's easy. Let's go. And I mean, I'm from Brooklyn, and I don't play. And I've had to fight before, and I'm not afraid to scratch and pull hair. But I'm gonna start with a punch to the face.
All right, so you're gonna go straight up punch to the face. Make a kapow check.
That's 4, right?
That's a D4.
3.
You said 3?
Yeah.
She's going to roll a D4 as well.
I did a guts check,
You did a guts check before, yep.
and that's a 6 now.
She explodes. So again, as you try to punch her, she kind of reads through it and sees the punch and kind of just whiffs your arm to the side as you haven't gotten used to fighting in Fran's body at this moment. She kind of grabs you by the arm and pushes Fran down to the ground. And she just says, "This isn't the last you've seen of Mabel Teen," as you can't really tell if this is like an old lady or like a young teenager. And she flees. As she's fleeing, yeah, you could try to run after her, but as you do, You also see a comic panel pop up with a note from the president asking to meet you in Explodeville.
So she's gone now?
She's gone.
So I'm by myself.
You are by yourself for a moment. And yeah, your watch goes off and it's Billy. He says, Fran, what's happening?
I'll say, Marty?
He says, no, it's Billy.
Who? Can I see him?
No,
Like-
it's just a black screen with like green like lines when he talks.
So I'm like Buzz Lightyear. Come in, Stark Man. Okay.
Sure.
He said it's Billy. I'm like, who's? What's? Where am I? I start feeling myself, and I'm like, my hair's straight.
Billy, he talks back to you on the watch, and he just says, yeah, I got this probably the same note from the president that you got. I think it's best if you try to meet up there and see if you can help him out.
Okay, where's Marty?
Billy says, I don't know who you're referring to. Do you mean Flynn? I think he's down at Long Luigi's.
Okay, thank you. I hang up on him.
Okay. What would you do at this moment?
So I'm like checking things out because I'm like very in love with myself and my appearance and my style and everything about myself. So I'm like, what is this little body that I have right now? And I'm like, what are these pants? They're so big and there's so many pockets. I've never seen this many pockets in my life. So I start like fiddling around with them.
Yep, you go through the pockets and you stumble upon like a couple things. There's some keys, a couple of like electronic devices that you don't really know what they are, and then you also reach in and you feel this like rubbery thing. It was kind of like weird and almost like it's just like weirdly flexible and a weird thing to have in your pocket.
Like a stress ball?
No, it's more flat. It's almost like a feels like the shape of a record disc, but floppy.
So it's a floppy disk is what you're telling me?
It's a floppy black disc.
Okay, do I need to do some sort of check? I mean, I'm assuming I like look at it.
You look at it and yeah, you could do a savvy check.
Oh,
What's it? A 1.
One.
Okay. You don't know what this thing is, but like as you kind of like feel it and you get grossed out by it and you drop it. You could take a tune token, and as you drop it, it lands on the ground and just expands out, and then you can see the black is kind of inky and swirling. Yep.
Okay, so can I call Billy?
Yeah, you can call Billy. Hey, and he says, it's Billy. Fran, are you in Explodeville yet?
How? What is? There's like an inky black something that came out of my pocket. What do I do?
Yeah, you're talking about your IH? You just gotta jump into it. We'll take you there.
I ate.
Your interdimensional hole.
Interdimensional. What do you mean, sir? Just
You've used
step
it.
in.
You've used it so many times. Just step into it.
Okay, call you later. Bye.
He laughs, spits out a word as you hang up on him.
As I'm getting ready to step into it, I notice my shoes and I go, ugh, flats. And I step in.
All right, you step in. We're going to cut scenes again. We're back out into like a deserty kind of Badlands area, and we see two figures, one chasing the other on a dirt and like dusty path. You see Cassius Wary yeeping away down the path, as Grayson, inside the body of Clev R. Jackal, atop a giant rocket, like a comically huge rocket, just flying after, but like Cassius Wary is just too fast, sprinting past. And then I will immediately need you to make a vroom check.
Absolutely. Vroom, vroom.
My hair.
2.
That's 2? Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so you make a 2. So what happens is you are, you're chasing after Cassius Wary. You can't quite catch up. You see that Cassius Wary veers off the dirt path and just keeps going, and you're just like honed in so much. Take a tune token. As you're chasing after on the rocket, you steer it. Cassius just runs and then comes to like a cliff and just stops at the cliff. And you see Clev zoom past over top of the cliff as Clev's head remains closer to Cassius, and like the neck just stretches out as he sees, kind of late, that he's flown way past Cassius Wary. And the rocket is also then, like, as he's flying past, going to just fail as Clev tries to like turn around, like try to stop in kind of in midair to get back to the bird, and then just kind of fall from the cliff. And I need you to make a guts check.
Let's see. Guts. That's a 2. What's the
DC for that was 3. So
I'll use one of my tokens then.
okay, cool. So use a token to meet the DC. So Clev, as you're falling down off the cliff, it happens to grab onto like a rock to prevent from falling all the way down off the cliff. So you're grabbing onto like a small branch at the moment, like or a rock off the side of this cliff. What would Clev do, or what would Grayson do in this moment?
What the hell is going on? Okay, all right. Get your bearings, Gray. You've never been out of your element so long as you've been alive. So get your bearings. We are not human. Gray fur. Oh no, I look like I'm poor. Oh no. About that later. Maybe something about this branch I'm on right now. Don't freak out. Again, in over your head. Not usually here. I'm always above water. Let's see. So I think Clev starts to. I think Gray starts to flip out a little bit because again he's out of his element and he's never been here before. So maybe his first panic attack starts to arise in a little bit.
Okay.
So he starts to get very, very anxious and like, what is it? Heart's racing a little bit. What's going on? What's going on? But I also want, because you're in a desert, and this jackal is constantly hungry and malnourished. It probably hasn't had food or anything in a while. Maybe it sees a little mirage-y kind of thing. Maybe a little vision. And it's actually myself. I'm looking at myself, same color fur. This guy kind of appears like woo to me, and without saying any words, it just starts to calm me down a little bit, and writes on a little sign, and holds this up for me.
right, so a mirage of Clev kind of gives some guidance to Gray, and yeah. So what would you do now?
I feel the heart slow down a little bit, enough to kind of think on my well, not on my feet because I'm literally dangling there, but yeah, enough to think of something clever enough. Like, okay, well, I realize I'm in a cartoon. Back pocket thing, I'll keep that in my back pocket because I think I could figure this out from here. So I check the pliability of the branch, very pliable, and I pull on it as much as I possibly can, like that, and zoom. Try to shoot back.
So you try to fling yourself up. Make a antics check.
Absolutely. Antics. That's a 3. Can I blow that up?
Great. Yeah. Blow it up to a 4.
Blow it up to a 4.
It was a DC 3, so you did beat it. So
I may have had to cheat to get my first explosion, but I'll take it. That's a 5.
all right, so that's a 9 total. Yeah. So you fling yourself up back onto the top of this cliff, and you see Cassius Wary just standing there, goes yeep yeep, and then zooms off and disappears in a cloud, like a bird, like a Cassius Wary shaped cloud, slowly dissipates. And in this moment, you also get a comic panel pops up, and it shows the same note from the president, telling you that he needs you in Explodeville.
So I noticed this thing as my first instinct, because I'm now just a jackal, is to like put my arms out and ready to go chase Cassius Wary, but I see this thing instead, so I kind of like catch myself still in position and read this guy. I'm needed in what is this town called? What is it? Explodeville? Oh my goodness. Well, I guess I'll go where I'm needed. I mean, yeah, Cassius Wary can wait. I don't ever seem to catch him anyway, so maybe we'll come back and get him another time. I am hungry though. My stomach rumbles. But I notice I'm thinking this. I'm trying to say it out loud, but it's not really coming out because I'm now just realizing that my avatar Clev is not so good with the talking. So that's also something that I kind of noticed. My own thought bubbles are like popping up, and I can read those as well. All right. We have to figure that one out as well. Okay. So, needed in Explodeville. Can't talk. 2 problems. Need to solve. Let's go. So I guess I finally just go in whatever direction because I don't have any.
You just start running. You run until you actually catch up with Cassius Wary, who is at a time card station, and you see Cassius clock out, and then kind of walks up to you like you guys are friends.
Hey, Cat. That was some good work you put in there today. See you tomorrow, bright and early.
Cassius, in a very deep human voice, says, "Sounds like the president needs us. I think we should probably get going."
All right.
And
I catch your drift. So I spot another time card on the wall. Also punch my time card out.
And Cassius pulls out his own interdimensional hole and just like throws it at a wall, like a stone wall, and just like zooms through it.
Well, that's seems like an open invitation. Can I reach in my back pocket and pull out some let's see, what do I have? Just like jet propelled skates.
Yep. Yeah, sure.
Boom. Do it. All right. Always check my back pocket. I see how this works. Strap those babies on. Light them up. Choo!
As you go through the hole as well.
You sure that's not That's not a roll to see how well I go through that hole.
If you want to roll and risk not going through, you can. Yeah, you can make a Tronics check.
Absolutely. I mean, why not? Come on, Tronics. That's a 3.
3, yeah. So you go right through. As you approach it, you're half expecting not to be able to go through it, as if like Cassius did a prank on you, and like you expect it to like just be a painting of what he just went through. But you do zoom through without a problem. So you go through. We're gonna cut back to a dark cityscape as we see Spidey Quinn swinging.
Ooh. I'm so sorry. Can I just real quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted, because I succeeded in that last one and another one earlier, I just wanted to let my little sister know. Go get some toon tokens, 2 for you, just for you. That's how you do it, kid.
Thank you. It's the first nice thing you've done for me in years.
Wait, can you do that if you're not with each other?
The ability,
Like,
yeah,
in
you
this-
can. That I will say that conversation doesn't happen, but
that didn't happen. You're just getting my toon tokens.
Did we start?
I'll just come in with 2.
no.
No.
He has an ability that whenever he succeeds, he gives out a toon token.
Oh dang.
All right, so we cut Logan inside the body of Spidey Quinn, swinging from a building back towards her home. So you just like you're out of your element, and suddenly you're swinging through the air on a web towards your home. I need you to make an antics check.
Okay.
Difficulty of 3.
I got a 2.
2. So you can use a toon token if you'd like to make it a 3, or you could choose to fail it.
No, I'll use a toon token since I have it.
Okay, so you swing with ease right into the window of what you know is your home. You go in, the lights are on. You can hear a man inside the building, not in the room right where your window is, because that's to Quinn's bedroom. But you can hear some like rustling, nothing bad, just like walking around outside of your room. So you can enter the window, and you can tell me whether or not you want to do it stealthily or if you just want to burst in there.
I'm gonna do it stealthily.
Okay, so make a sneak check.
Tiptoe.
Oh, sorry,
Alright.
tiptoe check. Difficulty again of 3.
1. Of course.
Okay.
You
can
got
take a
lucky.
token for that.
Oh, good.
So you get in there, and you kind of like crash in a little bit, knock a book over off of a desk onto the ground. Your door's closed, but you can hear footsteps like coming towards your bedroom. And what would you do in this moment?
I would jump in the closet because now I don't know who that is. I don't know. That it's a voice I don't recognize. I'm gonna jump into the closet.
Gotcha. You hear a door open, and you hear the voice of Captain Greg Tracy, who says sadly, he says, "Quinn, are you in here?"
Oh gosh. I think I would open. I'm gonna open the closet. I'm gonna come out.
Are you still in the Spidey get up?
Oh shoot, you're right. Yeah. So no, I'm gonna stay hidden.
You stay hidden, okay.
Yeah.
He says, he knows that you're in here, hiding from him. He doesn't come try to get you. He doesn't know what's going on. He just starts talking sadly. He just says, "Where have you been? You know, when we lost your mother, everyone told me there would be some rebellious behavior, but I feel like I barely see you anymore. Dinner's on the stove, meatloaf." And he starts to walk back out the door. In the closet next to you, you see that little comic panel pops up with a note from the president. asking you to meet and explode there. And what would you do this round?
Could I tiptoe back out of the closet, or is he out of the room now?
He's out of your room. Yep. He left your door cracked open a little bit though.
Okay, I would slowly come out of the closet. I don't think I want to go downstairs because I don't want to open up any can of worms down there, but I want to be able to say goodbye in my own way.
Okay, so you
So I just want to,
you want to sneak back out? You can make another tiptoe check.
yeah, do a tiptoe check. And I have 2 toon tokens, you said?
I think that's
One no.
Oh, one. Okay, I got 2, so I'm gonna use a toon token.
Okay, so you use that to succeed. So you sneak out. So you're out of the closet. He doesn't hear you
Mm-hmm.
come out.
He doesn't hear me come out, and I don't want to go downstairs because I don't want to give it away. But I do want to write a note because I do miss him and I love him, and I just want to write "I love you" and I'll be back soon.
Gotcha. Okay, so you write a note to him, and yeah, that's fine. So what do you do now?
Well, I'm gonna tiptoe back out the window again. I guess I gotta roll this dice because I gotta get out here to go find out where Explodeville is. Because that's where I'm needed.
Yeah, you don't need a tiptoe check. The one success is fine. You can sneak
All right,
back out
good.
the window.
I'm gonna sneak back out and I'm gonna web myself away.
That's just you web away from the building.
Yes.
Make a savvy check though as you do that.
All right. Shit. Almost dropped it. 4.
4. That explodes.
Oh,
So you can
Nice.
now you graduate to a 6, and you can
Hello.
roll your 6.
3.
3, so it's a 7 total. Yeah. So
Yep.
difficulty of 2. So your spidey sense reminds you that there is something in your pocket that would be helpful in this situation, and you can feel around for it, and you feel you feel interdimensional hole in your pocket, and you feel like this will get you there. This is what you need.
I have an interdimensional hole in my pocket.
Yep. You can pull it out. It's literally an item you can pull out.
Interesting. What's this? Is this how I get to Explodeville?
As you say that, the hole gets bigger, big enough for you to fit through it.
This is unlike anything I've ever seen. I guess I gotta go through it.
Alright, so you swing through. As you swing through, you plop out the hole, and you land in like a nice grassy area. And you can see other holes, just like the one you came through. Various characters are dropping through. In fact, all 6 of you are like through here. You've all landed in this grassy area. But you see, all you see is cartoon characters left and right. Like everywhere you're looking, you don't see. I mean, obviously you don't see each other because you're not in your human bodies. Anyone you want to take actions in this moment as you start to begin getting surrounded by every cartoon character imaginable.
I'd probably be like, has anyone seen Brandy? Brandy!
Marty!
Brandy?
Marty!
I look over to.
Baby!
Is that you in there?
Do I see him?
Yeah, you hear it. Yeah.
We can hear our voices in the body.
These are your real voices, by the way.
Okay.
You guys can hear your human voices, but it seems like the other toons don't think that anything is off when you talk to them, because they hear their cartoon voices when you talk. But you can recognize each other's voices.
Okay, so I go over to him and I go,
Your hair is straight.
Marty? I look at your neck and I'm like, you're not Marty!
I don't know what this is, baby, but this is some weird shit.
Brandy doesn't know how to feel.
Anybody else do anything in this moment?
So currently, I'm eating the nachos that I had before,
Yep.
or had been waiting for. I'm gonna try and Jenkins, Can you tell? Are we in Explodeville? Seeing if he's.
Oh yeah, Roth says, so we are. This is Explodeville.
So, let me get this straight. This isn't a regular kidnapping. I've seen most of these guys at some other point in time. We're in a cartoon, maybe.
Roth,
Maybe.
being self-aware, says, "Yes, sir. We are cartoons. This is where we meet."
Oh,
I'm
interesting.
I'm kind of just looking myself over, and I'm like, this is the best drug trial side effect I've ever had.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, me and Marty are just trying to figure out what is going on and how his
Yeah.
arm's not so big.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know what these stupid things on my arms are, Brandy. I don't know what kind of tattoos these are, but these are dumb. What are these? Seashells? Like some... Like, girl? I don't know.
I think.
And I'm also. Or good.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say I'm also looking myself over because I all of a sudden have such strength that I've never had before, and such confidence that I didn't have before when I was just my shy self who looked up to my brother, and I cannot find him. I'm looking around frantically for him, calling out to him.
Yeah, you can call out.
Gray, where are you?
So I think while everybody's kind of looking each other over, Clev would come out last in his rocket-propelled shoes and make a Clev-sized hole in the ground as he slams through the
Straight down.
hole. While everybody else is kind of just like looking at each other, so I make a scene a little bit, you know. But I want that to be right next to where Monty is Drago, and I kind of heard what he was talking about. I also heard my sister calling me, and I decided to ignore her calls. And as I climb out of my me-shaped hole, I think, which is still just a thought bubble over my head because I haven't quite figured out this talking thing yet. Yeah, we're obviously in a cartoon world. Drago, catch up.
Right, so I guess it's safe to assume that we're all the people that were on the roller coaster. Obviously, Gray, my man,
Yeah,
little sister, the happy couple, and then the guy that was at the front.
Oh shit, Will, you're a monkey!
And I say, oh, it's the nacho guy!
yeah, you got the dirty kid, you got the kid with plates for eyes, you got I was gonna say rich, but that's a little too on the money. You got rich boy over here, and my sister.
As you guys are kind
There
of
you are.
finding each other, you just hear another voice that you don't recognize, and it just goes, "Oh fuck! This can't be real! I must be dreaming! Wake up!" And you see a young gray dog standing on two legs, batting at its own head. He runs up to a big human, like, duck person, and it's just like, "You have to help me get out of here!" Let me show you a little picture of what this dog looks like. It's a very small dog, running around with some panic.
I don't have the stream up.
I'm sorry.
I was having internet problems, so I didn't want to have both things up.
I could put it in Discord. Hold on.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. Send. How do I send it?
Well, yeah, 'cause there was the seventh person and then the guy that was controlling the ride.
There is 3 extra people on the ride.
It's Muffin.
Oh, Muffin from Bluey? Okay. And who was the other person?
It's just somebody else that was on the ride.
Okay.
So there was, okay, just to refresh you, there was 2, there was two people that were in the back seats that you don't know, and then there was a person in the front seat, and then also Aaron West jumped into the front seat as well as the ride was taking off. This dog is panicking. He confronts the big duck guy, and he goes, "I was on this ride at Infinite Studios Park, and then some old guy started yapping about something, and suddenly I was in a fucking dog body, and my buddy Greg was also a dog, and we were swimming in a backyard pool with some guy who said he was our dad. But then Greg panicked, and he tripped over a pool cleaning tube, and he tripped and his head collided right into a gnome statue. There was blood everywhere, man! This can't be real, I've got to get out of here!" He starts running from person to person until he runs into this tall, blue, alien-looking creature. He's just a tall, big, like, buff, alien-looking dude. As the dog runs into him, the alien immediately, like, turns and just goes, and then uppercuts the dog 100 feet up into the sky.
Uh-oh.
And then he disappears and appears back above him and hammer fists him back down to the ground. And then you see the alien put his hands together and just go, "Ha!"
Hello.
And shoots a energy ball down to the ground as he yells out, and it launches down the dog and leaves a smoking crater where the dog once was, and is now just ash and smoke. Comes back down. He sees some people looking at him, and he just says, "What? He grabbed me." And then he teleports away, and he's gone.
Poor dog.
We'll kill that dog.
You should probably go see if he's okay.
I don't think he's okay.
Yeah, you can go examine.
I mean, it's cartoon physics, right? So in theory, he could just be all like charred or something, and just be blow him up, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, with a
Maybe?
completely disgusted face, I just shout, "You okay?"
Yeah, he's you can check out the crater if you'd like. I'll tell you, just from being at the edge of it, it's like very deep, perfectly circular crater, and there's just a black pile in the middle of it.
I rush to the black pile. I pick up what I can of it, and I say, "Sugar, I can't feel you." No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
All right, so you guys are kind of walking around. You see people, you see all kinds of shit around you. There's animals walking on all fours, whispering to each other. There's talking plants. There's people. There's women in ball gowns singing to birds, and there's like men in full armor practicing swinging their swords.
What ladies in gowns singing to birds sound like?
They're all.
It didn't pick up on the mic.
Oh, sorry. I guess I have to
So try it again.
replay the stream to learn. Yeah, but you see, you can see there's like a everyone's walking towards this stage that has a podium on it, and you see a short mustachioed man with gray hair, thick glasses, small gray top hat. He steps up he's going towards the podium. As you're approaching the podium, you also see like a big ass red lollipop just sticking out of the ground, and it's got a face. And it goes, "Hi!" as it sees you guys walking by.
Hello, Lollipop Man. How is it going?
I'm Henry!
Hello, Henry.
Who are
I'm
you?
probably trying to, like, even though this isn't Brandy's body or whatever, like, shield her or whatever from, like, put my arm, like, passenger seat belt. Like,
Fuck mom safe.
yeah. Trying
I
to be
want
like,
to say,
I don't know this dude.
hi Henry. Do you know our names by any chance? Because it sounded like someone called me Fran, and that just can't be right.
I don't know. who you are, but do you like candy?
Yes.
No.
You don't
I
like
don't
candy?
usually take candy from strangers.
I'm not a stranger, I'm Henry.
Hank, I'm gonna level with you. I put my arm on his shoulder, but I still don't quite realize that I'm not talking and it's all above me and thought bubbles. Hank, let me level with you. I'm still trying to figure things out here, and you freak me out still. I get it. This is a world where things are a little out of place and kind of wacky, but you, my friend, are still zanier than most.
Can I use the ditch on this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can make a check. But before you do that, the words are popping up in a word bubble, and Henry's just like looking at it, and you see his eyes scrolling, and then he has a big smile, and he's like, "I can't read."
That tracks.
You can make a savvy check on difficulty of 2.
Savvy.
I want to go up and just lick his face.
Hey, that's a natural blow up.
You go up and lick his face. I'm sorry. Yeah, you blow up. Nice.
Blow up?
I will also.
No. You just lick his face.
Yeah.
That's a 3. 4 and a 3.
Okay, so you get a 7 on the savvy check.
Johnny, did you also roll?
Yeah, I blew up with a 6 altogether.
Nice. 7 and a 6. Yeah, so this is Henry, the red lollipop. He's from a show called Candy Kids. It's a show about 2 kids that fight evil vegetables and dentists. As Monkey licks Henry, he just says, "Oh, I didn't even have to ask." Does anybody else want to lick me?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna settle boundaries here, but Henry, what can you tell us about all that's going on, man?
I wanna, because I have interrogator.
What
Is
does
he
that
an
do?
opponent? Would that count? It's +3 to a savvy check to draw info out of an opponent.
He's not an opponent, I don't think.
You can do it though, yeah, if you want to do a savvy check on him.
He's a friend. He's Henry!
Okay, so I want to ask him first of all, what is going on here? Why have we all been called here? And what's gonna happen to the people that have licked you and received your candy?
Ooh.
Yeah, make a savvy check. Difficulty of 4.
I got a 4 with my +3.
Nice. Okay. So you got a 4. You ask him what's going on. What happens if you lick me?
And why were we called here?
He says, I think the president called everybody. Nothing really happens if you lick me, except that I just kind of like it. It tastes good, doesn't it? Have a lick.
I make like a duck face, like inquisitive, and shrug.
I just stand a little closer to Marty.
Randy, I don't think you should
elbow,
whistle.
I elbow Mo and kind of like I'm whispering to him, but again, still just thought bubbles up here. Like, I know that sounded like consent, but sounds like a lawsuit to me.
Yeah, so Henry is just sitting there. You don't really think he's got much going on in his head. He says, "I'm just here."
It doesn't seem like he has much information either.
Nope.
There's a lot of other tunes other than Henry around, correct? Any other people seem interesting or acting in a way that isn't like they would be confused and or panicky?
Yeah, let's find somebody else to talk to. This guy's a sucker.
There's no one else panicking around you at the moment.
Gotcha.
There are a lot of tunes around. But as you kind of look around for someone to talk to, you hear like feedback on the microphone from the podium, and the president steps up, or the little mustachey man you assume is the president comes up, and he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for gathering here today. I come to you with terrible news. Your heroes of Cityburg, the Wonder Whiffs, have gone missing. Of Crime has increased in City Burg as villains like Major Giorgio and Furry Slobton are running freely through the streets, causing chaos. We don't know who's behind this terrible tragedy, but the perpetrators must be dealt with. I'm looking for someone to help solve this case. Do I have any volunteers?
Well, Spidey here.
Let's do it.
I use my super speed and immediately am next to the mustache, like first to volunteer.
And I'm also there, just behind him, because I swung over, because I all of a sudden have this inner ability to do these things, and my body is reacting without me even realizing it.
I look over to Brandy and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't really know what we're supposed to do in this, man. This is so weird. But maybe we should stick with the people that we know.
Trying to squeeze through all the other people in the crowd and see if I can make my way up to the front.
Clev thinks to himself, yeah, this sounds like volunteer work, and I don't really do anything pro bono.
Is everyone else?
I tell Marty, you should have seen me flipping and flailing about. I'm just interested to see what else this little body of mine can do if I'm going to be stuck in it for now. Why not? It could be fun. You said you were going to take me on a date.
Man, Brandy, you just know how to crack that whip. Let's go.
Gotcha.
So we go.
Anything for you, baby.
So as everyone except for Clev goes up onto stage, the president looks satisfied that he has volunteers. Is anyone going to try to convince Clev to stay with the group?
Do
it.
Here.
I just shoot my Spidey web out and grab Cleb and pull him up on the stage with us. He doesn't have a choice.
You will have to roll for that.
Yes, I'm doing it.
You can make a antics check.
All right. I'm still in 4 on that one, right? 1.
Oh no.
Crash and burn.
I'm going
to deflect.
I quickly
Sorry.
fly over to Clev and I just
changed my mind.
I just glare him up on stage. I just glare at him silently, waiting for him to respond.
You will have to make an awooga check to do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my best to deflect all of these if I possibly can. Everything that.
You can roll against.
Yeah. If need be.
I got a 3. I'll spend a tune token.
Is that gonna
Make
blow
it
you up?
4.
Is that a D4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you explode. So that's a 4, and then you roll your 6.
5.
So a 9.
I'll spend my other tune token.
Oh, you're such a prick.
Oh.
I better
Monkey's coming for you.
So I'll blow that up too.
Roll that. D8.
And I got an 8.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Damn.
Triple
Let's go.
explosion.
All right, baby, let's go. I'm gonna blow.
Does that mean I roll a d10 now?
Yeah, roll
Yeah.
it.
70 or 7,
seven,
I
okay.
guess.
Like,
what?
Big
70.
D10.
So you have 4, 6. That's 18 plus 7, so 25. Okay. For Gray to fight this, you will need to make a I guess a guts check. We'll do a guts check.
Yeah, I think that works.
Difficulty of 25.
That's all good, muster monkey. All right, you silly little monkey. See if I can.
I'm very persuasive.
Tune body to play. What is? That's a 1, but I'm gonna use lucky to re-roll that
Okay.
1. That's a fucking 1. I'll take my two tunes.
2 tokens.
your gaze.
He just glares at you, and you can't help but just walk onto the stage.
And
I look over at Mel and I say, "You gotta teach me how to do that."
There's something in my body that feels like failure is like second nature in this body, which is stuff I'm not used to. So I realized it really quickly. I'm like, all right.
When you come up, Marty's like, yo, man, we all gotta stick together, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. I got dinner reservations for me and Brandy later tonight. You know, I think she's gonna wear something really sexy. So I think I might get lucky tonight again. So, you know, I really would need to wrap this up so we can go back and you know, enjoy our evening. And
Listen. I get the whole wanting to do other things and whatnot. I'm supposed to be in freaking space next week. However, you guys gotta look at the big
oh yeah,
picture
really?
here.
That's really cool. You're going to space?
Yes, it's gonna be fantastic.
Where are you going? Going to the moon?
Unfortunately, it's only supposed to go a little
there.
bit further out of the atmosphere, so it's technically space. It might be able to go a little bit further depending on how the technology continues out of it there. We've been doing a lot of investments in that. However, that's besides the point.
Are you some kind of scientist?
No, I'm just rich.
I'd love to be rich one day, man. You know, me and my girl Brandy here, we're only here because we want to.
All right. So, of all the things out there, look at this. How many people can say they've ever been in a cartoon world? Don't you want to see what all these cartoon people can do? But we're in this cool cartoon world. That's a lot of different things.
Man, what stupid cartoon am I that I got some girly ass seashells on my arms?
Do we I know we've been on like the Explodeville coasters before, but I assume that we recognize the.
Yeah, you should recognize these
are.
cartoons. Yeah.
Yeah, you're Shiner, the Bodie Man.
You mean that like black
you got
and
the
white
big old
cartoon
arms, and I think you
that
eat
old
like
cartoon
powder or
from-
something.
that my pap used to watch and made me watch when I would go to Pap's house?
I mean, it could be worse. I'm a child.
Yeah, but you got money.
I had money in real life.
Yeah,
It could be worse. It could be a jackal over here.
guy, right? I look at everybody else like, I mean, he's pretty much the same exact guy.
The president hear you bickering, kind of tries to cut you guys off. It says, "Yes, I'm happy to take you to the last known place where the Wonder Whiffs were. Thank you for volunteering."
Yes.
He pulls out an interdimensional hole and just throws it and jumps through.
Oh, this again.
All right. Just in case while we're here, is there any interesting looking tunes in the audience? Any particularly tough and/or useful looking people?
There's all kinds, but it doesn't seem like anyone else has really volunteered, since you guys seem pretty eager to get onto the stage.
So there were a bunch of people with like swords and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna point at like one of the closest ones here. Hey, you want a job?
Does it pay?
Yes. As I reach into my pockets and pull out a whole bunch of money.
You reach in your pocket and pull out money, and we'll say that I'm assuming you're using one of your skills here.
I'm using wealthy so that I can gain some assistance or so from another to make things easier.
Cool.
You could also call it the other one I have is troublemaker, which allows me to summon assistance if necessary. So both would require a tune token, so it's the same thing either way.
All right, cool. Yeah.
Really, hired help. You sword guy, you're with me.
He's like, all right. He takes the money. He's like, all right, boss, and he just starts following you. He's in a full-plated suit of armor. It has like a great sword.
Ooh.
Puts his helmet on.
All right, now we're ready.
Wait, we're just gonna hire somebody without even knowing his name?
Oh, good point. What's your name, buddy?
You can call me Sir Robert.
Sir Robert. Welcome aboard.
Happy to be here.
I don't actually think I've caught half of your names, so I should probably do that. And you are Mr. Monkey?
Mo.
Mo. Okay, so we got a Mo and our sailor friend.
Yeah, name's Marty. Marty Jones. I work at the docks. I've been working there for about 10 years, you know, but I'm always getting in and out of trouble. You know, this is my last chance, they said. So,
Okay,
you know,
baby, that's
Oh,
fine. I'm Brandy.
Brandy, nice to meet you. And the one wearing the mask.
I'm Logan.
We got a Logan. Right, the younger
you know,
sister.
senior people.
Logan.
We're
Pay no
familiar-
attention to him. You can't even hear him anymore.
We're familiar with Grayson already.
And then you see the red lollipop kind of hops over. It says, "And I'm Henry.
And we have Henry.
You want me to come too?"
Yes.
Can you
No,
want a
thank
job?
you, Henry.
pay this guy to leave us alone?
No, Henry, you want a job?
Do you want to lick me?
No.
I'm good at that.
No. But you can work for me. The Volta family is always looking to expand. And we take all kinds.
What do you need me to do?
Whatever I tell you to do. Is that okay?
I can't do much.
As
Can
long as
I-
whatever I tell you to do, that's all
I
I
lean
ask.
into Monty's ear and I'm like, I don't think he'll be very helpful.
I'll work for you if you lick me.
You got a big obsession with the whole licking thing.
Just why we shouldn't bring him with us.
I don't think we should bring him. This guy's a sucker.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep your money, Monty. I'd pick up Henry and smash him on the ground.
Oh no! As
R.I.P.
you smash him on the
R.I.P.
ground.
Should he roll for that?
Yeah, you can roll if you'd like. A kapow check. Difficulty of 2.
Kapow, Henry. That's a 4. We're blowing up on Kapow.
Hello.
Roll it
Oh my god.
up. All right, so you roll
I didn't mean
again.
to do that. Damage, Henry. Let's go. That's a 2.
So that's a 6. So okay, yeah. So you smash him on the ground. He splits into like 3 or 4 pieces, but his eyes and his mouth are still like he's not dead. He's just broken into pieces now. And he's
Is there a piece that has his mouth on it?
Yeah.
So can we like put it back together except for without that piece?
Well, that piece is attached to the stick.
Well, okay, so I'll find a. So there's always a piece where like the rest of the stick goes in. So I'll find that little spot that still had the stick in it a little bit and like put it back together just enough to like to where he's still a thing, you know. Now he just can't talk.
Hey, we've been doing all this stuff. I really think you're supposed to jump in this hole.
Okay, so you put
Thank you.
it back
Ladies first,
together.
ladies first.
The mouth is just on the ground still, I'm assuming? You left it on the ground? Or did you
I
destroy it?
smashed the mouth with 4. I smashed it with 4 pieces.
You smash the mouth, and the eyes just look sad, and like they get lines on the outside of them.
There's chattering teeth that kind of like try to like jumps around like that as I'm trying to smash it.
Yeah, it moves around a little bit, but it's not too hard to catch. As Henry is deduced to just 2 eyes and eyebrows,
He seems happy.
and it's like almost like a Pac-Man facing downward. He's missing the piece where the mouth was.
As I noticed that it kind of looks like Pac-Man, I make the noise that Pac-Man makes when you lose.
All right, what would you like to do now? You got a hole.
Jump in the
Gotta
hole.
get this hole. Jump in the hole.
I'm like, by the way, guys, you can just call me Monkey, and I jump in the hole.
Oh, he's really embracing this new vibe. I
Monkey's
grab
down for
We
anything.
refer to ourselves in this way?
Marty's hand and I say, "We're in this together, baby."
And then I pick her up in like my arms.
Carry across the threshold.
Oh, so
And then we
strong.
jump in.
All right, so you guys all get in the hole.
I sit back and wait and watch everybody else jump in there.
I take half a step in, and as I'm halfway through, I reach back and grab him and pull him in with me.
Use your web.
Well, okay, use my
So
obviously.
I watch her. She goes in, and I kind of, everybody else goes in except for me, and I feel like they forgot about me enough to the point where I take a step away, start to walk away, and then web catches me. Bam.
Catches you, and you get dragged in the hole. The hole leads
Drop
to another like very colorful world. You're in a residential neighborhood. You're in front of a large red colored, like solid red, very modern looking house. There's some police tape in front of the home entrance. This is the residence of Saffron, Shasta, and Scarlet, who are the children of Professor Paul Tassium. The president of Cityburg is there first and like walks underneath he barely has to even like duck at all to walk underneath the police tape because he's so short. He goes through. You guys could walk inside the home. You go in there. It's very brightly colored interior with like pink and yellow walls. There is a man with slicked back orange hair and a full lab coat inside the home. This is Professor Paul Tassium. And you're in here. He just seems kind of worried. You can talk to him or whatever you'd like to do in this moment.
I just now got the mayor thing. Professor.
I want to go up to him and use my first impression, smoking a wooga check
Okay.
to get him to like me or trust me or whatever. And I just say, hey, what's going on?
He just you can make a Wooga check. That's fine.
Am I a wooga? Yeah.
I will just mention real quick that the player playing me is starting to lose steam because it's getting pretty late. So
I got 6 total.
6 total. Okay. Yeah, this guy, he seems very worried. He's kind of just like holding a picture of the 3 young girls that they all have different shades of red and pink hair. He is shaking a little bit, and he says to you, please feel free to come to me with anything you find. I haven't had the heart to really examine the place after the girls went missing. And he says, right this way, and he kind of guides you to where the girl's bedroom is. You guys can go into the bedroom.
Yeah.
And if you want to look around, anyone can make like a savvy check, or if you want to do some kind of investigation thing, and you have a tool or something you want to use, you can use a tronics check. Whatever you guys want to do in this room.
Pull out a big, huge magnifying glass
I got a 2.
from my back pocket.
I rolled a 3.
A really
Roll mine too.
high-tech
What
magnifying.
are the girls' names?
The girls' names are Saffron, Shasta, and Scarlet.
I got a 4.
If I blew up the savvy before, am I now on D6 like permanently?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I got a 5.
I got a
heavy.
on Tronic.
4, 5, 7. Okay. Cool. So
Wait, did anyone fail to check?
yeah, it was a DC of 4. I'm sorry. So if you got below 4, you could take a 2 token.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm real bad at remembering this.
That's okay.
So who got a 4? At least a 4.
4.
Okay, so 3 of you. Okay, cool.
Luxes.
Luxus.
All right,
The rich
so
people.
Clev,
No, yeah, all the Richies.
with your
Please be rich.
with your magnifying glass, you kind of you're zooming it in on like a wall next to the 3 beds. and there is like traces of lines of colored residue on the wall, in the shape of a large upright rectangle. Like lines of residue on the wall. And then what are Monty and Quinn doing in this moment? Like, what are you just kind of looking around?
Yeah, just looking around.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So
We're in a bedroom. Is that what you said?
yeah, they're in their bedroom. Monty, you being of shorter stature in this moment, walking between the beds, and you're kind of short of the ground, so you see a bright red stain of blood on the carpet, and looking under
That's not good.
looking under the bed, you see a severed hand, and it looks adult, and it does not look like it's this genre of cartoon at all. It like doesn't fit. In fact, the hand looks like it has like 7 fingers. But it just seems like, based on seeing the hand, it seems like one of the lasses was able to do some kind of damage to whatever attacked them before they were kidnapped. Quinn, as you're looking around, you notice that like the closet is a little bit ajar. And if you open the closet, you can see there's a very large, fancy, like, butcher's cleaver inside of it, which looks like it would have come either from someone who hunts and dresses game, or from some kind of professional kitchen.
Does it have blood on it?
There's blood on it, yeah.
I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna turn around and show it to everybody.
Guys might want to see this. As I motion towards the hand under the bed.
So
And I pull my cleaver out and I come over to you.
I tell everybody that I found something on the wall. Guys, I found something on the wall, but no one can hear me or aren't looking at me, so I.
Oh shit! This weird dog's trying to say something.
I shine a UV light on the wall. That's usually used for semen, but instead it shows this colored lines of residue in the shape of an upside down triangle. Did you say upside down?
No, a right,
A
like
rectangle.
a vertical, like a rectangle, like
It's a
upward
door.
rectangle, like a door.
Totally wrong on that. Vertical rectangle.
So you guys are showing, and like Professor Tassian, like also like catches wind of you guys seeing this stuff. He hasn't really been in the room. He sees like the hand, and he says, "I have no idea where this hand could have come from. It's true that the girls have an extraordinary amount of strength, and for them to take this violent an action must have meant that they were fearing for their lives."
They
You know
have a
anybody
cleaver?
with 7 fingers on one hand?
I was about to say, do they have 7 fingers on their hands usually?
I don't know anyone with 7 fingers. That's odd. Usually we have like 4. It's the normal amount. So 7 is very odd, very peculiar.
That's almost twice the amount of 4.
He goes over to the rectangle, like residue-y thing on the wall, and he says, "Now this is odd. It's almost shaped like a door. There's no other sign of forced entry here. Dimensional holes don't normally work inside my home, as I designed a countermeasure for such a thing, but this seems different. It's almost like," he like touches with his hand. It's like waxy. It's like a crayon or something. And then he takes a look at the knife, and he says, "This knife looks like it belonged to a skilled craftsman of some kind. If it's from a hunter, I would start with maybe talking to Elliot Toff. If it isn't his own knife, he might know who crafted such a thing. You could ask the students at Ringo Culinary College, but that might be a long shot."
Okay. I'm gonna look for something in the room that I can put the knife into to protect it, like a bag or backpack.
Yep, you can find like a little, a cute little, like mini, pink backpack to stick
Perfect.
it in. Carry that with you.
I,
Can I look around for something to put the hand in?
I think that'd be a great idea. Something that will seal it.
Like a
Jenkins, can you
cooler?
bring a bag?
Like, hey, you got a cooler? We gotta put
Uh,
this thing on ice.
Jenkins, bring a cooler as well.
You see Roth appear, and he reaches into
You know,
his.
one time when I was working on the docks, my friend John, he was doing something stupid, and he got his whole hand chopped off. And we had to put it on ice, and then we had to take him to the hospital. They were able to sew it back on, but he still can't move his fingers very good, you know. So we gotta put this thing on ice.
Okay, assuming cartoon logic works that way.
Roth comes back into. He appears, just like appears out of nowhere, and he reaches into his butler's shirt and pulls out a giant cooler and puts it down.
You got something smaller?
He opens the cooler. There's a smaller cooler inside of it.
Okay.
That's my Jenkins for you. Always prepared.
Weird that the hand doesn't really match the pictures of the girls or the guy, any of the animation in this cartoon world that we're in. Anybody else notice that?
Well, I mean, we're not matching the same animation, so it's possible that the cartoons regularly interact with other cartoons of different places.
Well, sure, but the guy said that he set up a firewall or something so that couldn't happen.
Well, that was only teleporting out, right? Or teleporting using that. So, I mean, if they just physically walked in like we did, then it would work, right? Maybe? Professor, is that how things work?
Normally, to get into my home, you need only walk in through the front door. I just didn't want people. I didn't want this kind of thing to happen. I have countermeasures to prevent my girls from getting themselves into trouble, at least inside the home.
Underneath their bed?
The countermeasure is on the entire house.
Oh.
Can I try and use my watch to call Wade?
Billy?
I don't remember.
Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can call Billy.
Oh, and while I remember it real quick, I turn to Logan and say, "Did you see those last cool things I did? 2 more tune tokens for you."
And I just give you a thanks.
So I'm like, so guys, when I first landed and I was fighting this woman, this nerdy boy calls me on my watch. And he seems like he has information and he knows things, so maybe he can help us out.
Brandy, you're so smart and beautiful. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, Pookie. So I put up my watch and I'm like, call Billy.
Billy immediately answers, "Fred, what you got? What's going on?"
I explained to him the situation and I described the rectangle and the hatchet or whatever and the hand and the 7 fingers, and I asked if he knows anything about any other like cartoon dimensions that could give us a lead.
He says, "I don't know anything about a hand with 7 fingers, but it's the what kind of? You said a rectangle? It had some kind of residue on it."
It was like a waxy door-shaped rectangle guy.
Well, I'm still looking at the door to figure it out. The door.
You do what?
I just want to knock on it.
You can knock, yeah. But it doesn't seem like it's a door at this moment. It just seems like a wall with the residue left. And Billy says, "It's like what color is it?"
Black. It's black, right?
No, I haven't
It
told
was
you.
purple.
What color?
It was. I didn't say what color it was,
It's colored lines of residue.
It's
but it's
a
pink.
color.
Oh, it is pink? I thought you said it was purple.
It's pink.
Pink. Well, I mean, if it's a crayon, then it's got to be Polly. Polly and the pink crayon.
Polypotassium?
We'll look into it. Thank
No,
you.
not Professor Tassium. This is a different Polly.
Are you saying Polly or Polly?
Polly.
Where's he from?
It's so weird. It's almost like you had a world full of names you could have used, and all of a sudden, two of them Paul.
Paul and Polly. Polly and the pink crayon. That's his too.
Where's he from?
He's from Polly and the pink crayon.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Billy. Bye. And I hang up
Wait.
again.
You hang up.
It's a children's book where Polly draws whatever he wants, and it becomes real. I think.
Sounds like-
As you guys kind of conclude this little, there's nothing else really in the room that's remarkable. Professor Tassian is kind of leading you back out.
Professor, the holes that we have, these floppy disk things, does that allow us to go to any other place or just Explodeville?
He's like, well, here, give it here, and he asks for your hole.
Anyway,
I present him
Asks
my
for the
hole.
hole.
At least he asked.
Dinner first, Professor Tassium.
You didn't ask me.
Goodness.
Will you show him your hole?
I present it.
I'm presented.
And present to my hole.
He takes it, and he says he says, here, take mine, and he reaches into his pocket and gives you his. He's like, this will let you jump to whatever world you need to.
Upgrade!
you got extras?
Well, if we're all
he-
traveling together, one should be fine, right?
Exactly.
I tap Monty on the shoulder one way, and I try to come from the other way and sneak that out of his hand.
Yeah, make make a tiptoe check.
Tiptoe, sure.
Versus what in my case?
You will make a.
Savvy
You
or-
just do a guts. No, or do a savvy check, I would say.
Hey, that's a 4.
Explodes.
I also got a 4. Is it?
That's a 6.
Did you? Are you on a D4 or a D6?
Nah, I was on a D6.
Oh, you explode twice.
Yep. 4, 6, 4.
4, 6, 4. So 14 versus a
4.
Yeah. So he takes it and replaces it with his own. Without you noticing.
All right, guys, we can use this hole to get to wherever we need to go.
I just put it in my pocket. The one that I will definitely remember it's in, not the other one where I pull everything else out of.
And you guys you step outside the house.
I still think we should get at least one extra one. What, you know? Prior to that happening, I was going to say that, I promise.
No, I
Guys,
think
don't worry, I got it right here. We'll be
I think we
perfectly
should let
fine.
he carried the important thing.
You know, it's just this one
Be trusted
time.
in the hands of a kid.
Actually, I think I'm older than at least a decent number of. I don't really know how old you guys were. We only saw each other for a little bit, but I am a full-grown adult in this 10-year-old's body. That didn't really sound all that well either. It's been a.
It's just like this one time, me and Brandy, we went to like an all-you-can-eat shrimp night at the Red Lobster. Oh man, you guys got to
Oh,
go there.
Marty.
That's business.
I love you.
Well, remember the keys, Brandy. Remember,
All right.
we only brought one set
So-
of keys.
Magic
Yeah.
flying black disc. I need to go to the Polly and the pink crayon world.
You have it, and you could throw it on the ground or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you plan on doing with it to try to open it up. It doesn't quite work. It just flops on the ground as you throw it. But as you're standing there, confused as to what happened, you see another hole open up, and through the hole, these huge frogs swarm through. There's these 4 big bloated frogs, all carrying.
Dogs with you.
They're carrying these big weapons. Like one has a giant battle axe, one has a bow and arrows, one has a long spear, and one has a samurai sword. And they are wearing like samurai outfits, kind of. And they are going to attack you guys. But I think that's where we're going to end the session.
What?
Samurai?
Attacking samurai frogs?
Are they
They're
Teenage
pretty young.
Mutant Samurai Frogs.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, or are they Battletoads? The world will never know.
Not at least until not the next session.
So,
I also did just succeed again, so go ahead, Logan, take yourself another 2 token.
Thanks, bruh.
I failed, so I'll get the 2. Speaking of which, since these don't carry over, I know that we can spend them on, like, what is it, group stuff? Or how does that work?
Yeah, did everyone graduate to at least a D6?
Yes.
One thing.
In
Yes.
one of them, I did.
I did.
So everyone's got at least a D6. Everyone have at least a D8?
No.
I have a D8.
I have a D8.
So not everyone has D8, but you all have D6. Okay, so yeah, there are some group abilities you can get. So here's your options. So you can use your
Wait,
2.
can we do that in the chat?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm fading and my hip hurts and
All right, yeah, I'll go over that in the chat, and then we can schedule the next session.
Cool.
There.
That was awesome. Really
Thank
fun.
you, Ryan Scott. Very
that was
fun.
awesome.
Thanks for playing.
Heather, how'd you like your first
I had fun.
thing?
You're all like absolutely slaying your characters, by the way. Fucking
I
Donnie
will.
eating at every turn, Amy being dummy Doc Boy, Brandy.
If I'm doing it too much and it's annoying, please let me know. But he talks a lot.
Oh no, it's great. So good.
She's like, it's not.
I'm just
me.
enjoying Nick putting on a one-man show back there.
No, and Heather, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, and let's not forget the weirdo that is Mo over there. With just his one-word answers. I love it. You guys are killing it.
Well, we need somebody who's gonna lick the
With the
lollipop.
Like Mo.
I couldn't let it around. Get it? Stick.